Hello everyone. In this video, I'll give you a demo for Lambda function with Java. I feel that there are very less examples of Lambda functions with Java as a runtime. And if you try to search for Lambda tutorials, chances are you'll land on a web page which will give you example in either Python or JavaScript. So the prerequisite for this video are there should be Java installed on your system and the version of Java should be 11 or less. If you're using higher version, you might face issues while Lambda execution. So you can check the version of your Java from command line or terminal by using this command. You can see here in my case it's 11, so we are good to go. I will also be using IntelliJ to write my Java code. You can use any of the IDE. Next is there should be Maven on your system. You can check this again by this command mvn minus version or -v. So you can see this is the Maven version and it will give you Java version also. Why do we use Maven? So to package our Lambda and its dependency into a jar file, which we would be uploading on Lambda console, because for Java you don't see inline code editor on a Lambda console, so you have options for Python, Node, but not for Java. Although with Cloud9 editor you can develop your code online without having to install Java, Maven or any IDE on your machine. I can also create a video for Cloud9. Stay tuned for that. And the third thing is you should have AWS CLI on your machine. Now you can see I have this AWS CLI version 1 installed. I think recently AWS released AWS CLI version 2 also. Yeah. Even if you don't have again AWS CLI, we can use Cloud Shell also to run our CLI commands. And the last one is AWS console. Obviously you are here and you should have at least free tier account if you're not using your employer account. So these are the prerequisites. This would be a complete hands-on video, and for theory part you can check my previous videos on Lambda. So without wasting any time, I'll jump over to IntelliJ. I will create a new project. This should be a Maven and I'll create from an archetype. I can use quick start. This might take a couple of minutes. So guys, this project is initialized and you can see we have app class and corresponding test class. I'll delete my test class for now. So if you're not familiar with Maven, you can just skip this part. You can create a simple project and generate the class file and zip that and upload that to Lambda console. I'll rename my class. So I'll name it hello world. Hello world. And I'll remove this main method. I will create a method which would be called every time we invoke our Lambda function. So I'll keep the return type as string. You can name it whatever you want. I'll name it as handler. And I should return this hello world. So this would be our code for our Lambda function for now, and we'll now build our project and then upload that to our console. So to build that project, I'll just go to POM. I'll just change this to 11 since my Java version is 11. I'll just verify the version from here. Yeah, everything looks good. And in modules, I can change this to 11. Yeah, everything looks good for now. The final name I can give as hello Lambda. So we are good to go. Now I'll just run mvn clean package. This jar is created, and this would be the jar which we would be uploading to Lambda console. I'll just open my Lambda console, and I'll create a new function. I'll author from scratch, and the function name would be hello world. My runtime would be Java 11, and I will keep default settings, create a new role, and I don't need any advanced setting like VPC access and other options. So I'll just create the function. Now the first thing that we would be doing is to upload the code. So you can see we have two options here: specify S3 location or upload zip or jar file. So I'll choose this option. I will click on upload. I will choose my Lambda jar and click on save. So this would be uploaded. Next change that you have to do is to edit this runtime settings. You can see as of now this would be calling example.hello handle request, but in our case you can see for our Lambda the package name is different. So I'll just copy this and save this. Then the class name is hello world dot hello world, and here this is the method name which you created. This can be anything for you. So for my case, my method name is handler. I can just go and paste it here. I'll click save here. Now our method is updated. We are good to go. We are good to invoke our Lambda function. So there are a couple of ways with which you can do. First is obviously you can test it from here. We can ignore this because our function is not accepting anything. Just click test. So you can see here we are able to get the response back. So this was from the console, but you can also use AWS CLI to invoke your Lambda function. So this is the documentation of Lambda invoke. You can see here you can give different options. So I will not use my CLI from my machine. I will rather use Cloud Shell because a few of you might not have CLI installed. So this is my Cloud Shell environment. Yeah, so our terminal is created, and the first thing that I'll do is I'll change the font here because I think it's very small. I'll make it large and theme light because that would be better for you guys. So I'll just clear it. So we can use this command AWS lambda invoke. Then what we have to do is we need to give function name here. So in our case function name is hello world. Next thing that we need to give is you can check from here the invocation type. So we have 3 invocation types. You can see we can possibly invoke Lambda from either an event or the regular request response model or the dry run. In our case we want to do it request response invocation type. So when you're providing invocation type as request response, so Lambda would be returning something, right? So you can see this is the string return type. So Lambda would return us hello world. So you have to give output file name here. So I can just say that this is response.json, and I'll just click. You can see here this returned us status code as 200. That means this is success. And what was the version of Lambda which was executed? So you can see this is latest. So I hope you are familiar with the concept of versioning in Lambda. If not, I will create a video of that also. Since we provided the output file here, this response.json, so this response is of Lambda. So let's check what are the content of this response. You can see here, so this returned us hello world because we are returning just hello world here. So guys, this is the way you can do invoke your Lambda. You can create your Lambda in Java. So let's just tweak our code a little bit and give a parameter of string value which Lambda accepts and returns the value. Again, you have to run this code, you have to build your package which you need to upload. Build is successful. I'll deploy my code. Again, the same process. Select the jar file. So our function is updated. So one thing to note here is whenever you deploy your new code, so AWS destroys existing runtimes of your Lambda. So that means next time when you call, you don't have to worry if existing Lambda is getting called or not. Also, when you upload your code, since runtime is loaded again, you are bound to get cold start issue. So whenever you upload your new code or change the runtime settings, your new Lambda environment would be created. So now we have something called payload which we need to pass. So you can see here from the CLI, you have one option to pass the payload. So I will do that here in the Cloud Shell also. Let's first test it from our console. So this is the body, but in our case we are passing string value as body. I'll type my name here. This is my input string and I'll just click test here. You can see here now we are getting hello Ajay instead of hello world because we are passing this Ajay as input string. So the same should be there in case of our CLI invocation. So I can pass Ajay here also, and this time let's say my output I want to store in output.json. Okay, there is some problem. No, again problem. So this is unrecognized token. So I think we need to escape these double quotes. Yeah, so this is successful. You can see status code as 200 and executed version is latest. Let's check what did Lambda returned us. So I can use cat and output.json. Yeah, you can see we have hello Ajay here. So we have successfully executed our Lambda. So as of now we have seen passing payload as a text in this command. So when you have a big payload, let's say you are testing not the request response but some event, then how can you pass that big event? Obviously there would be very difficulty in formatting that event here in the payload. So this CLI command gives us one more option. We can pass the file name also. So the format goes like this. You can give file here and let's say the file name is request.json and you can pass that file. Obviously there's no file as of now, so let's create a new file, request.json. So maybe we can use VI editor or nano. I'll give this name as request.json. Content of this file would be a string value, right? We are passing string, so I'll click I here to in the insert mode, my YouTube family. Okay, so I'm done adding the content, so I'll just type wq to save my file. We can just check the content of request.json. So yeah, my YouTube family is the content. Now we can, let's just clear this. Now I'll go and run that command again, this file request.json. Yeah, you can see this is again success, status code 200. Now we can go to this output.json to check the response. I can use tail output.json. Yeah, you can see, so this printed hello my YouTube family because this is a string that we are passing as a input and this is the output that we are getting from this Lambda function. So guys, this was invocation type request response. But let's say if you're working in a real life project and your Lambda is not just printing anything, it has some other functions to do. So you don't want to do that. You just want to verify if the parameters are good and if you have permission to execute the function or not. So I think for that case, you can use dry run option here. So yeah, this would be the case for dry run, and dry run doesn't return us anything. So this is verify if your function is has the permissions or it has the correct parameters. And if you, let's say if I change the output file name to dry run output, you will find that we don't have anything in this. So I'll just invoke this. You can see we have status code as 204, and if I just go and do cat on dry run, you will not see anything here because that doesn't return us anything. Yeah, so even the status code says the same, right? 204. So guys, this is it from the Hello World Lambda example using Java as a runtime. So stay tuned for more videos on Lambda and Java, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.